people go, well, I'm just going to lower my listing price one more time. Well, what happens to that is what people do look at is they'll look at that appraisal, they'll look at the tax, and they'll look at that last listing price. That's what we're having to bump up against is like, is that going to be where people top out? That's where it's going to get really thin, if people get above their reserve. So people are going to discount from that last listing price in their minds. And then we've got to create enough excitement for people to get in there and just really, we've got to be significantly off the last listing price, or we're not going to people are going to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how much marketing we do. People are not going to pay attention to it if they don't think we're serious.
Right.
They're going to wait for the auction to fail and then go back in and make a low offer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. So, Marta, this
but it's
open
not
house
going to fail, okay, Amy? We're going to sell the damn sucker. I'm tired of it, okay?
I'm hoping to.
you are.
I'm tired of it, okay?
No kidding. And I think that's here's what the other side, Marta, from back to the back of the house conversations is that's why we are starting now, because if we get to auction day, I mean, we want it so drilled in their minds that there is not a second option after this.
No.
And they go, well, we'll just list it. They're like, who's going to buy it for more than what they bid? Who are you going to sell it to? We've hit everybody. Who are you going to sell it to? I've had people come in and say they're not going to sell something for any less than this number, and we'll say, I just don't think it's going to happen, and we'll pass on the deal. They'll come back they came back a year later and said, okay, I'll take whatever. And they took a big hit. They took a beating. So who knows what's going to happen with the economy? The market.
Yeah.
The other thing about
No,
Jack
they're
and
ready.
Jeff
I mean, so I said, okay, guys, what if we don't meet that reserve, Jack?
What'd they say?
Well, we're ready to get out of here. We're ready to get out of here. Yes, we're going to do some negotiation. We may go down as far as $1 million. Okay. I don't know.
They're saying that now. We might get them a little better at the end of the day.
So I'm just sharing what they said with me. I mean, this is all confidential. I said, hey, I'll throw it back at them. You just tell me what you want me to say. But between us three, it's confidential. Okay.
Of course.
So
Jeb Howell was my mentor, and I worked with him for, my whole real estate career. And we sold real estate all over the country. And one of the first deals I worked with him, and we used to do just live auctions back then. And we had a room full, and we were selling a commercial building over on Roswell Road. And he had talked to the guy, and I didn't know this, but we're at the auction, and it's going back and forth, and it's up to like 1.9 million and back and forth. And finally we didn't hit the reserve, and Jeb stops the auction, makes a little side deal, cuts his commission a little bit. We get a deal. And the guy at the end of the day, the seller turned to Jeb and said, you're a MF sandbagger. Jeb had said, it ain't going to bring more than $1 million, He said, you're an MF sandbagger. And so Jeb taught me rather under promise and over deliver, because anything else, you look like an asshole at the end of the day. I'd rather the seller go, I told you so. Sure did.
Yep.
My ego could take that hit. So anyway, so that's why I'm working on them the whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did too. I said, come on, this is our last option. We don't have anything. We don't have anywhere else to go. Okay. I've already done everything. I've already spent all my money. I don't have any more to give. Okay.
And it's not fair for you, Marta. You've put so much into this, and it's like, what point do they think you're gonna say, okay, that's it? I mean, for you personally, you've put your 2 years into this thing.
I said, this is our last option. You tell me, okay?
Yeah.
So I told George earlier, and this is just real hardball here, but I told George earlier, I said, look, if they're unwilling to give us some sense of confidence that wherever we end up, we're going to sell this thing. Let's tell them we'll do everything we always do, but you're going to put 10 or 15,000 in an escrow account, and if we don't sell it, that's our fee. It's called a no sell fee, and it's because we don't think it's going to bring what you think. You know, and at the end of the day, if it doesn't, you know, if it sells for that, if you know, brings your number or more than that, you get that back or whatever, you know. So, you know, that's a little hardball, but that's something you can put in your pocket. But, you know, if you think,
I know it's going to sell. I feel so confident it's going to sell, especially if we do what the marketing that you said you were going to do, you know. I just feel it's going to sell. I mean, people get on that property, it's going to sell.
It's beautiful. There's no doubt.
Just the same reaction that you two had.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, everybody loves it. Okay, now my other concept was, my other thinking was, instead of saying it's a bed and breakfast, we need to say it's an event venue with a potential 5-star restaurant. Because if that Yesterday's Cafe goes out, wow, you know, that is going to be big for HighGate.
Okay, so we'll figure out the whole marketing text. You know, event space with potential with bed and breakfast and potential 5-star restaurant. Because
I'm going to change that wording into my listing. I mean,
full facility.
I am going to take out bed and breakfast because of what happened with the hospitality and the COVID and everything. Forget it. Who wants to buy bed and breakfast now? Nobody, I feel. But they may want to buy an event center and a potential restaurant.
I don't know. I think bed and breakfast.
Leave it in there. I don't take it out altogether.
Well, no, I'm going to leave it in there. I'm not going to take it out altogether. But I'm saying, you know, my new buzzwords are going to be that. Yeah.
No, the reason I say that is because, you know, hotels, and you can't get more than 6 people in an elevator, and hotels are kind of going out. They're out right now. People are real nervous to go to those places. To me, a bed and breakfast is probably the safest option because there's plenty of room to, quote, social distance, and they get more catered treatment, and it's this beautiful spot. So I still think it's a beautiful bed and breakfast and a venue that can do weddings, and it could be a potential for a 5-star restaurant. Got a lot going on.
The bed and breakfast part is great for the wedding venue.
Right.
Oh yeah,
you got to have that, you know, the groom's quarters, and the bride can spend the night before, and her mom, and, you know, everybody, you know, her bridal party can spend the night there or something.
Yeah. I think
Jeff
that's a big
just
deal.
had someone preview the HighGate yesterday, and they booked for July of 2021. So someone just looked at it. A bride, the mother, everybody, and they booked it for July of 2021.
And all that will transfer over to the next owners, obviously.
Yes, all that business. Yeah.
And that's part of the marketing plan of saying that the paved stones are already in place for you to keep moving forward with this business opportunity, which it is, and they've got all the contacts. So, okay. So what's the next step as far as
my next thing, Amy and George, was I had scheduled the virtual open house with HighGate for the 27th and the 28th. Okay, and then they have their wedding scheduled for July 11th. Okay. So, I mean, I want to still go forward with the virtual open house, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, you had said yes, but.
What would be the reason not to?
No, I'm just asking you, since we're going into auction, I mean, do I go ahead and continue with those events then?
Do you want to?
Talking about the virtual open house.
I do, because I've already got, okay, very good.
Well,
that's all I needed to know. Okay.
If it doesn't sell it at the virtual open house, you could say, golly, Jeff and Jack, look, what next? I mean, it just sends it more and more direct.
Sign the papers after the wedding. But I said, well, you heard Amy say that gives them time to do all their marketing and then bring it to you. They're not going to order anything, but it would bring them to you. They would do the preliminary marketing. They would show you, this is what this is what we have in place. Now let's go ahead, sign the papers. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because that way we're in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Amy?
So yes, I think do your open house. Hey, if you get an offer, great. You can use the auction to leverage having somebody look. If you're going to make an offer, you better come in with your highest and best. And you better come in quick because they're getting ready to go to auction. They're serious.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can tell them, look, don't mess around. Don't make me a low ball offer. Get in here hard. Make me your highest and best, and I'll present it to them. And if it's, otherwise you come to the auction.
Yep. Okay. Which is going to begin on July the 12th.
And tell them, don't be putting in any contingencies.
No contingencies. Hell no. Yeah. I don't want to wait a year.
No financing. We're not waiting. So if you send me an offer with contingencies, I'm going to send it back.
Don't even go there, okay? Don't even go there.
Right.
Now, okay, we're in the auction. We're going to have a live auction. We're going to have the pre-showing event, okay? I said to Jeff, on the pre-showing event, let's say we get, I don't know, 6 people that want to have them stay overnight at HighGate. I don't know, give them a free room. What do you have to lose at that point?
What'd they say?
Well, Jack is always giving away free rooms, so I guess it would be okay. I would say yes, if you've got some serious bidders or, that are going to bid, that are really serious, they're coming here to preview it, they're coming here, I would say let them stay overnight.
Yeah, what if somebody's flying in from, who knows, Chicago, New York, whatever.
Yeah, you don't want them going to the Ritz. What do you think, Amy? Amy.
I think she froze.
She
Amy,
froze.
are you there?
She's frozen in time.
I think it's a good idea, but let me send her a text. Oh, she's coming back. Okay.
Well, what do you think, George? I think they should stay overnight. I said to Jeff, you should offer them to stay overnight if you've got some, bidders flying in from California or wherever.
I think you want them to experience the grandeur and the splendor of HighGate. And I think that they, even if it means bringing in additional help, that they do that and they do it all.
Do it upright.
Grand as you can.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, on what Jeff had asked me, okay, we're going to give them the $5,000 pre-marketing, money. Now, if we have a pre-showing event, are we going to have to pay for the wine, the cheese, or is that all going to be included in the $5,000? Are they going to add additional monies onto the $5,000?
Yeah. I got about 3 bottles of champagne. I do, including a beautiful Dom Perignon. Yeah, it's just been sitting there. I'm like, oh, and I got, anyway.
I said, hey, Jeff, at that time we can call a wine distributor and ask him if he would be willing to do an event.
Yeah.
And present his wines. I don't know.
And they are going to be a vendor, if they have a vendor who's been there before, then have them come in and present themselves as this established vendor to the potential buyers.
Yes.
And that just already helps seal the deal, as well as maybe some of the young people from UGA that would be singing or something, say, look, these are the folks who've been here before, and this is the kind of caliber we're looking at. I think that's...
As far as a wine vendor, I said, this is where he's going to build his rapport with a new buyer.
Yeah.
And I said, as far as wine and cheese, I guess I can go to Sam's and buy the cheese.
Me too.
I don't know what can happen. He says, I just don't want another $1,000 to be added on to the 5,000.
Oh, you mean as far as marketing? And you know what?
Yeah, paying for that event. Who pays for that event?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can figure that part out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I said, well,
think,
that's when I came up with the wine vendor to be there. Okay.
yeah. And by the way, they don't even realize that we're kicking in the video for free. I had a video production company. I charged $20,000 for production. So
There you go. See?
I don't know what they expect, how much more they expect, and
Well, see, but we didn't tell them that. Okay, so they didn't know. They don't know. But I think once we come back and say, okay, this is everything that we've got. You guys look at it. Here's the contract. Let's sign it. Let's get it done. Okay. And this is the stuff that we're not charging you for. I mean, you guys are going to work. I'm going to work. Amy's going to work. All of us are going to work,
We're going to work it. I don't think there's any doubt in that. So what's the timeline again? Tell me again, July
27th and the 28th. Well, and I'll be talking to you this week because I would like to have a script and everything written. I would like to do the live virtual open house there at the office. Okay.
So the 27th and the 28th is your virtual open house, which is not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
And from 1 to 2.
Okay.
And that would give anybody that we send out nationwide in California to come on. Right?
Right. And this would be at the Swanee office?
Yes.
Okay. Good. I want to go see that place.
Yeah, we would be at the Swanee office. Clifton, myself, and you would be at the Swanee office. And then, and I kind of would like to do a little run through to see that, and have a little script of what we're going to say. Okay. Don't you agree?
I like scripts. You don't have to read it exactly.
I just don't like to throw it off the cuff. You can probably do it, but I can't.
It's too important. And I think if you have something scripted, you understand your message, and your message is directed and focused, because it's easy to wander. Mm-hmm. Everybody does that, and it doesn't have to be scripted, but at least you can have some footnotes that carry the message through.
And that's what I said to Clifton. And I said, we can use the big easel with the flip chart and put our little bullet points there, and someone can be watching the chat room and say, okay. Hey, she's back. What happened?
The power went out, and I'm having a hard time getting the what do you call it to come back on?
But you were frozen in time.
Internet. Yeah, we kept looking at her, and I look at Amy so happy.
You were frozen in time.
Smile on her face. We were looking at you,
but you didn't wait back.
So, what I miss?
No. That we're going to move forward with the virtual open house, okay? And we're going to wait till after the wedding to go ahead. You guys do whatever you do as far as your marketing and on everything, and write it down. And here's the contract, sign here. We're going to start at 800. The reserve is going to be 1.1, correct?
If you feel strongly that you're going to sell it, I'm going to go with your George. Are you okay with that?
You said $1 million, and I thought that was fair, but I think.
Well, let's talk again. Let's see what happens after the open house.
Right. I think that open house is going to be big time. That if they say, well, if they don't get any offers, they don't, and even if they do get some bites, and people are like, well, here we are at $1 million, and they turn it down.
Yeah. If they get another offer at 800 or 900, then they know they better come off that 1.1.
Yeah, I think that's true.
It's not going to sell.
So tell me about, I guess, the question I had the difference between Berkshire Hathaway marketing within the MLS real estate traditional versus the auction. I know kind of what Amy and I are doing as far as auction and reaching out, but how far does the Berkshire Hathaway reach go? This is only on the Berkshire Hathaway website, and how do they, and other realtors? Because I've looked it up, and I typically find other realtors looking at it through various Coldwell Banker. And I've seen it about 6 different people who are listing it. And I'm like, oh, they're not the listing agent. Marta is, but they've got it listed.
Well, they've started the new commercial division, I told you, and they have brought everybody together. Michael Fields has purchased the franchise for the commercial division to bring all the commercial agents nationwide with BHHS to get onto one network.
Okay.
That's so good.
That's huge.
You were saying, I think I see a webinar in my future. Anyway.
Yes, I'm on
commercial real estate.
I'm going to invite you because they're going to have one every Wednesday training for those agents that are commercial agents that are going to be put on this network. Okay.
Yeah. Please invite me.
Huh?
Please invite me.
I will. I will invite you because you are part of BHHS. Yes.
Yeah, those kind of properties could be the kind of properties that are that would come this way anyway.
That you guys would be looking at, not only just in Georgia, but nationwide.
Yeah. So the plan is to do the virtual open house. And if you get any nibbles, I think you hit those nibbles hard and let them know. And there you go, atta girl. And then we'll see, then we'll know better what to go back to. You can report, after that, you can say, here's where we're at and here's what, and then we can decide what to do next.
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
I think that's the plan. Don't you?
Sounds great to me.
Were Jack and Jeff expecting us to meet with them before this timing, or what's going on with that? Okay.
No, I don't think we need to.
No, they're thinking about it and on everything, and
I think we pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let them think about it now.
Let them think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were talking about, we're going to go with somebody else. Was that just talk, or what's going on with that?
I'm not sure, but I was asking Jeff. I said, was Jack serious when he said he was going to be talking to another auction company? He says, I think he's already talking to somebody. But Jack, he just flies off the wall. So, I haven't spoken to anybody. It's like them two are not communicating. He said, so as far as I'm concerned, you're the only ones, okay? Until Jack tells me, hey, we have an appointment and it's this company, I'll have to look into it. In fact, Amy, he's going to be calling your references today. Yeah, because I said, listen, she left you a list of references. He goes, well, where's your packet? And I said, I didn't get a packet. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, so you'll have to send me what you put in their packet. I said,
Marta, I had you guys. I was surprised because I had those extra folders there. I just.
Oh, you know what? I thought those were some of yours because they had different.
No, I should have. And the only reason is because I need to go and maybe braid Swanee or Fayetteville or get on the marketplace because I don't have any marketing materials for Berkshire Hathaway. Their letterhead, their folders. No, I had created the exact same folders that I gave Jack, which was what you sent me, Amy, and then my little thing that I gave Jack and Jeff to you guys. So I'm sorry.
Oh, and that's a good reminder, Marta. I've got a whole nother list of people that they can call. And if he talks to you, I need to reach out to Alton and make sure that he hasn't changed his number to a Connecticut number. So that's good. I'll do that. But Maria will give us just a rave review, I'm sure.
So he's called them. I said, well, feel free to call them. I mean, if she gave you a list of, previous auctions that she's had, go ahead. I mean, that's what I would do.
Heck yeah.
Don't they know this is Amy Martin?
Yeah.
I say that because I've known Amy as a friend and she's been an auctioneer and she was always kind to me. And Amy is the champ. She's the champ. And she's been doing this for many, many years. And Amy is very well known in the auction industry across the nation. So I wish I had that kind of stellar rep going into this from this world.
Don't start. You do, George. Hey, listen. So, Jack fell in love with Melanie. That's one good step ahead, okay? Come on, Mel. Did you get your bag?
She's grinning over there.
Did you get I mean, he was looking after her. Did you get your Diet Coke? And I'm like, I'll get it.
We got in the car. I said, you were working too, weren't you? She goes, oh, yes.
Yeah.
She sent me a text, and that's the reason right before we left, I said, okay, guys, I just want to make sure you understand about that's your net. That's not your blah, blah, blah. You know, Jack was like, oh, because Mel had sent me a text going, he thinks da-da-da. And he told Mel that they're not breaking up. He said, why the hell would we split up?
I know. I don't know. That's Jeff. I mean, Jack has a different perception. Jeff has, I don't know what they're going to do.
Jeff maybe was done, and he hadn't told Jack yet.
I know. Surprise, give me my money. Well, you heard Jeff say he's going to go visit his grandchildren in Orlando and in, I think, Kentucky or Michigan. So, yeah. But anyways, I think they'll feel better once they get a chance to, Jeff gets a chance to talk to Amy's referrals and on everything. Or yeah.
Okay. I better call Al and make sure it's still the same number.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll stay in touch. We'll make sure, we'll let you know how the open house goes, and we'll go from there. You know, maybe we'll get them down to $1 million.
Yeah.
Great. What are we doing about the Lake Lanier?
Yeah, the other properties.
Okay, the other properties, I'm going to talk to them and offer them the same thing as I offered Jack and Jeff, okay?
What about the lady with her Mercedes SUV? Has she come back? The Mercedes Winnebago lady?
The 53-acre estate has relisted her property with a local agent at 2.4.
What did you have it at?
I had it at 3.1. Well, I had it at 4.8 4.5 starting out.
Oh, wow.
So if it's worth that, I guess.
And we got an offer for 1.2 and she didn't take it.
Oh man, that's so mean to not go back to you.
Well, yeah, but she never told me she had an appraisal on it. Let me see. And that appraisal came in at like 2.1 or something. She should have taken the damn offer and left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you went out from HighGate, did you go onto Green Street and hit 56? George, which way did you go?
I went to Greensboro on purpose. I said, Yellow Feather, let me show you Greensboro. So okay. I took a left, and then we followed, because I put in the GPS Greensboro City Hall or something, and it took me right to downtown. And
okay, but did you come to down Green Street, and then you turned to the left, and that was Highway 56? Did you see that big property right there? Yes.
Yeah, the other big house there.
Yes, that's the other one. And
okay.
That's a 53-acre estate with the restaurant.
Okay, yeah, it's got kind of the red brick front.
Yes,
yes. That place. It's got a big placard at the front. Yeah, something house.
Yep.
Okay.
But she's listed.
So when we get ready to auction, we call that agent and say, bring us some buyers, because I'm sure she's going to have some people that aren't going to want to pony up for that other one. Mm-hmm. And then when she doesn't sell it, we'll go back and talk to the lady again and say, look, we've got a whole list of people looking for stuff.
Yep. They're still looking. Hey, but on my land, because that's the other brochure that I gave you, those are my land deals. The 1, 2, and 3, those are owned by the same owner, okay? And I had tried to sell them all together as one. I finally last year told him, let's separate the parcels and sell them individually.
That's right. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I think we'll reach a better market that way, okay? So we've had some interest, but George, have you been down Lanier Islands Parkway lately?
I was there. I've been there many times, various times for stories and whatever.
They are redoing that entire Lanier Islands.
It got sold, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, they were doing all that construction and everything. with the 4-lane all the way to the resort.
Right.
So that, I said, as soon as
Friendship
that,
Road, Friendship Road area.
yeah, as soon as that's done, it's going to open up. It's just going to open up. But I think I think they're ready to go into auction, I would say.
On the
I'm
parcel.
going to offer it to him, you know?
Okay.
Those parcels have been in the family forever, okay? And ever and ever and ever. So we'll see what he says. I'll talk to him this week.
Have they gotten any offers?
No offers, just a lot of developers looking at it. It wouldn't be on city sewer, it's on septic, but eventually it will go onto city sewer, okay? But for now, it's septic.
Do you have
But the
like
16 acres, a developer had looked at it and putting luxury townhomes, which would go great, with parking for the residents to have their RVs, their boats, their ski jets, because it's only 10 minutes to Lanier Islands. I mean, Lanier.
Right.
Yeah, Lake Lanier.
The boat ramp.
I think that would be great.
Is there
a developer to take it and put townhomes there, luxury townhomes.
is that in Hall County or Gwinnett?
Hall County.
It's in Hall County, yeah, but it's in Beaufort.
So so where does the sewer come to? Do you,
Okay.
you looked at a sewer map?
Yes, and there is a pump station right there near. There's a gas station right there. There's a pump station there. So I think
That was
they
my
could
next
hook up.
question.
Yeah,
If it's
I
not
think
there's a pump station there, that's great.
Yeah, they could hook up to that. So that's what I was trying to sell. Hey, maybe
That's huge.
yeah.
Okay.
This would be 3 individual lots for 3 individual developments, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think you sell it. What we could do, like one of the things you can do is put it in a group extension, and then you group them all together. So any bid on any of the lots extends all of the lots, and that way, if somebody's bidding on lot A and they get outbid, they can still, and then they say, well, we'll bid on lot D. And then they get outbid on that. They can always go back to lot A, or they can say, well, I want all 3 of these, so I better be the high bidder. So it just really creates a lot of good competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I can show that, we can go in more detail about how that works later. But
once I talk to the owner, then I would want you to meet with him, okay, and his wife, okay.
Perfect.
Amy, would you group those as well, like you would, talking about, when you sell suites of things and buy one, buy the other, buy the third, and the best offer is plus 10% buys all?
Yeah, you can do that. We found that, that's the multi-par, like different combinations. We can do that. I have to talk to Patty about the capabilities of the software that she's using. But if it doesn't, we have found that we can work. We figured out workarounds, so we can make it so rather than we don't go into that much detail about this parcel A, B, and C parcel, different combinations, but we do go into you can bid on any individual parcel, and if you want to bid on the everything in its entirety, it's a separate lot. And I just have to kind of do some things on the back end to make sure that bumps it by 10%. But we can do that. Yeah, we can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay.
So we could jump into that one next, okay?
Yeah, we sold a subdivision down in Brunswick that way a few years ago. It's an entire subdivision, and we did all the lots individually, and then the last lot was everything, and we ended up selling it all to one person. But using those individual lot prices really pushed him up way more than they were getting otherwise.
Oh, for individual lot.
Yeah, like the culminate the total of all the lots.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we can get more into that, but I just want to tell you, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat.
Well, I'm ready to get rid of that also, and I think they are too. I'm going to give them that option. This is, an option with Berkshire.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Marta. I appreciate it's been so nice working with you guys.
Oh, same here. And I'm looking to a lifelong relationship.
Yeah.
For
All
sure.
right, kids. Thank
Okay.
you.
Talk to you
All
later.
right.
Jeff, I'm
Bye.
so sorry. One more thing.
See you
When are we meeting with Jeff? Is it next Sunday?
Oh, no.
We don't have to meet with him now. I thought it was today, but it's not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, we're going to do a phone call with, or a web call. We talked about it originally.
Yeah.
But you don't think we need to
No,
do
we're
that?
not. We're
Okay.
not going to do anything till after the virtual open house. Mhm.
Well, if
That's
he
what
wants to go, let us know.
All
Okay.
right. Toodles. Bye. Go
Bye.
swim.
Seeing you.
Have a
Bye,
great day.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, George.
Bye.
I'll talk to you this week.
Okay. Talk to you later.